Hello everyone, welcome back to another WARNO deck deep dive, this time featuring a division that we haven't had a look on in a long while, and that is rather controversial out there in the internet, and that is 119th, a division that is seen by a lot, and including me, as not one of the strongest, but I had a lot of fun playing it in this variant lately, and as you can see, it's kind of a healer spam version of the deck, and yeah, War 19 obviously focused around the heavy tanks usually. We still bring some of them, but as you can see, it's somewhat limited in numbers. TO-55 is quite helpful here as well. Rapiras to protect sites potentially can be pretty helpful too. I'm still considering if we move it out, but let's start with the standard, start on the logistics, where you have 2 cards of logistic vehicles. It's one of the tough parts of this deck here. BTR here as one of the CVs, the other one's coming in the tank tab, because you can't afford them in the infantry tab either, where we have pretty standard stuff here for an aggressive deck. The OP Spesnuts and the Spesnuts as your forward pushing units that can capture ground, that can fight enemy infantry with the Spesnuts, and can stop enemy vehicles with the OP version, with the big RPG-29. And then the other infantry here is just as follow-up to get you through the game and hold the front line. Motostruck is getting you a bit of BMP-1 action as well. Hopefully it goes down in price eventually again. Currently BMP-1P feels a bit overpriced. Yeah, BTR is coming around, Polymochikis. So yeah, pretty standard there. Artillery, you need this to hit enemy AA positions, and that's the only job that these guns have. Obviously can't afford Buratino here, but the gun is good. 152mm for cheap price. Quite nice. Solid rate of fire. Can deal the damage. And then, yeah, tank tab is the T80 BVKs as the leaders, and the cheapest version of the T80. And then the T80Us here and UD coming around as the big boys. You can't afford many throughout the game. I mean, each of these is more than a minute of income, so this is still like 1/4 or 1/5 of your income here. The whole tab is still more than that. So even though it looks like few tanks, you actually can't afford that many anyways. And 6 T80Us still get you quite far. And then recon tab is important. The Mi-24K here as a support for the Spesnuts early on, as a spotting helicopter for your other helicopters as well. Coming up there, hitting the enemy, allowing your Spesnuts to get into positions. Spesnuts GIU as another strong forward deploy unit here. And then Mod Radretka with some more BMPs. And the Radretka Saperi with the BTR here coming in quickly. Can capture early on positions as well as in the infantry versus infantry position. So all of that quite nice as well. AA, focus on helicopters. And the helicopter with the Tunguska here. And the Iglas, it's also relatively short range. It can help out your fighters directly above them as well, though. Tunguska is still quite nice. 2 cards here because, yeah, they're quite affordable, and you get them with 1 veterancy so that they actually can reliably kill something. AA-wise, and that's it. Helicopter, you can see quite a couple. The P version, because of the 10 ECM here, can come in, and then the cheap rocket version, and one with a couple more cocons. If the enemy has a lot of BMPs, you might want to have the 8 cocons, but usually the slightly cheaper version here can do the job pretty decently as well, and is not quite as expensive to reload with the big rockets here. Mi-8MT as your rocket pod, where you get 2 of. And the escort here, unfortunately, still a bit overpriced. Otherwise, that could be an option as well. To also maybe snipe some small helicopters. But yeah, Mi-8MT here as your infantry support helicopter. And then air tab is nearly all fighters. 1 LGB bomber and then 6 fighters here. So you really can get the air superiority. Su-27s do that fantastically nowadays. The price change has helped them out quite a bit. MiG-29s, on the other hand, nowadays actually somewhat pricey, but yeah, the Su-27, fantastic, 10 missiles, 250 points only, and you can shoot down stuff quite nicely, so that will protect your helicopters quite decently early on. And then the helicopters with the infantry can capture ground, and then if you need to push a bit further, you bring a TADU. Enemy has to decide what they want to deal with, and it can work out. We're gonna have a look on it, obviously, in an upcoming video. But yeah, it's all about these helicopters during the early game, together with the infantry, grabbing some ground, and then bringing the big boys around to roll over everything that needs rolling over. So yeah, it's quite a interesting version here of 119th. I feel like it's one of the smoothest ways to play it at the moment, because obviously that bridge from you have 4 deploy infantry and you hold ground to bring out TDUs is always kind of hard to bridge. It's not easy here either, but the helicopters at least mean that the enemy usually invests a lot into AA, don't instantly push you back. Air superiority also means that you already start getting for the helicopters, means that you also have it later on to protect your tanks from enemy bombers, from enemy LGBs, so it naturally transitions there quite nicely as well. And yeah, this is a version of 119th that actually is somewhat viable. As I said, a couple small buffs would be nice. I feel like TADUs could go down 5-10 points maybe, or maybe other tanks should just go up in price. I'm not quite sure there, but yeah, this the DUD being more expensive than the HA Abrams feels a bit wrong, or especially 20 points more expensive. Artillery is fine. Infantry, yeah, BMP could be a bit cheaper, and maybe Spetsnaz. Spetsnaz are fine where they are, I guess, price-wise. So yeah, a couple small buffs, obviously nerfs on the other divisions, and this could be quite cool, and it is already quite a lot of fun, as you will see in the next video. So if you don't want to miss that, consider leaving a follow down below. Any like helps out a lot as well, and let me know what you think of 119th down there as well. See you all next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, and have a great day.